Today, we welcome an exceptional creative force to Cuevas Media Original Stories, someone whose artistic vision rivals the pros, and whose dedication to storytelling is truly inspiring. He's a young, talented artist with a drive that refuses to be ignored, bringing his own world of comics to life through breathtaking illustrations. His work doesn't just showcase skill, it tells stories, sparks imagination, and proves that passion and perseverance can shape brilliance.
Have here is the beginning of a character design sketch for a character named Tammy Park, and she will be appearing in a book called Punk Maiden, so just look out for that. This book is about Tammy Park and her quest to save the world from an extra-dimensional entity, while also preparing for the concert of a lifetime with the rest of her band. I'm Brian, but I'll be writing under the name of JB Moore. And I grew up in Orange County, New York, and a particularly boring area of it. And when you're as bored as I am, especially when you're a kid with undiagnosed ADHD, that basically means that you spend a whole lot of your time daydreaming. And when I was daydreaming, I ended up basically taking to writing and drawing as a way to quiet my brain. You know, daydreaming can be pretty loud once you start doing it a lot. So basically, I just turned writing and drawing into an excuse to keep daydreaming, I guess. So I basically became a creator because I was just bored all the time, and I wanted something more exciting to use my brain for. Now what I'm going to do here is just very lightly erase what I've got here so far, because there's not much more I need from this foundational sketch, but I do need the foundation. So I'm just gonna press away at it until I have just the most essential lines that I need to build on top of. There we go. Now, as far as what sparked my creativity, what set me off in terms of wanting to be a professional artist and writer, I'm not quite sure. I guess it wasn't really, a singular one-time thing that made me want to do it, but more of a continual uphill battle that I slowly decided that I was climbing the wrong way up that hill. And even now, the economy is rough, and finding a job is even harder, and staying with a job once you find it is even more difficult. So ultimately what I ended up deciding on was that I would be give me a second here, I'm trying to figure out if I want to give her a leather jacket or a leather vest. I think I'll go with a jacket. So let's just what was I saying? Oh yeah. So basically what happened was I just ended up realizing that I wasn't very good at the typical 9-to-5 thing that everybody else does. So I just really needed to find out what I was going to do. And, this is something that I've always been good at. It's the one thing that I know I'm good at. And I decided to just follow that, Let's see, what's this third question? What fuels my creativity? I guess a lot of different things. Like I said, I'm kind of a daydreamer. I'm always just kind of in my own little world pretty much all the time. And yeah, what that ends up the form that ends up taking is just me trying to get through the day, and what I end up doing is recontextualizing the world around me in real time into, just what I'm looking for, into extreme versions of themselves, right? So I'll tell you about this other story that I came up with that I'm not really doing anything with now, but I likely will in the future. But yeah. So there's a story. Not really sure about the title right now, but I came up with a story that is basically like Lethal Attraction. That's a pretty old school movie, but if you know, you know. And it's a combination of Lethal Attraction and iRobot. And basically, what gave me the idea for this story, not this story, but the one I'm talking about right now, is the rise of all these different home assistants and everything that were popping up quite a lot, especially around what year was it? 2015. Like Alexa, Google Home, and all that stuff. And I just got to thinking, what if all these different AIs really started to, for lack of a better term, come to life? What would the world look like once we went down that road? And what I ended up coming up with was this idea that there was that eventually these features would just be included with every house. That's where the idea for Punk Maiden came from. As far as my obstacles, that's where I would say I have the most difficulty. But actually, you know what? No. Imposter syndrome is also a big issue. Because in spite of the fact that, like I said before, I know I am quite a good artist and writer. In spite of that, for a long time I've dealt with the issue of what if it's not enough, the belief that it isn't enough, and that can be really draining. That can be a lot to deal with, and more importantly, it can hold you back. Because if you're not confident in what you're doing, then you're not really going to do it with as much focus. You're not going to do it with as much intention. You're not going to do it with as much energy or drive. And it's really difficult to get to a point where you stop believing those lies about yourself. And not everybody gets there. But if you can get there, you're going to start to see changes. So that's my big hope for everybody out there, that they get to the point where, even if they're not as good as they would like to be to get started on whatever it is they're doing, that they stop caring. It doesn't matter how good you are, you got to start somewhere. So just do it. Nobody cares. I mean, they care, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so I guess that's about as much talking as I've got in me for as far as these questions go. But yeah, I guess I'll finish up what I got here, and I'll see you next time.
I feel great. Simplify the things that I complicate. We can cash out, lock it in, move it to the country, it's no debate. No stress, but I wanted to see you change. No stress, but I wanted to see you change. Every time the figure comes around, I'm wrapped in plastic like Laura. R.I.P. baby K.